So I suppose it's just to consider the things that we've discussed over the session, and, you know, language barriers. Can the person understand, you know, maybe is it, you know, English is a foreign language or something else? Is it even if the accent? A lot of people don't understand my English accent. Treatment pathways, considering that, when to share information, referring back to the Pinot Clinic. Quite often we've got an opt-in system. Some people don't understand how to opt in and things, so, you know, that's helpful. People can help them through that. They don't, patients and carers don't often know what orthotics can do. So again, you know, availability of services and things like that. So if you've got any other examples you could share, that would be really helpful. So just to sort of conclude, the last case study is a lady came in with her son, and almost before we got through the clinic room door, he was telling me what his mother needed. You know, and he was quite forceful. So I just didn't really feel that was very on, because I hadn't, his mother was in a wheelchair, but I, you know, she just looked glazed, and I thought, this doesn't seem right. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind having a seat, and I wanted to speak to his mother, and he was a bit shocked. But anyway, I smiled at her and touched her arm, and I asked her if I could look at her feet, because I'd read the referral. And she was able to nod, she was able to approve that she was happy with that and everything. And we discussed what she was needing. She needed footwear, which she was able to say, yes, I could measure her feet. She was able to choose the style she liked from the catalogue. She was able to choose the colour and everything like that. And at the end, the son sort of looked at me, and I thought he was going to make a complaint. So I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. He said, no, that's the first time in about 20 years that anybody's actually spoken to my mother directly. And even now it makes me quite upset that no one had ever thought to look at the lady in that length of time. Now, she hadn't always had dementia for 20 years, but she just let him, you know, it probably wasn't 20 years, it probably 10 years, but either way, she just let him go on, and he'd become very forceful in her place. So I think the key last point we want to make is the atmosphere of where you have your communication is really key. You've got to try and create a relaxed, quiet environment. Try to be positive and make the person feel good. Take time and don't rush. If necessary, request a longer appointment. Listen carefully, and then be more concise in any questioning. And often it's the non-verbal things that you've got to look at, and if you're in a rush, you'll miss those. The continuity of care really, really helps, because you can get to know the person and get a bit of background knowledge. We've got things like Getting to Know Me document, which can be really helpful, which gives people, a patient, a chance to note down things that are important to them. And I suppose the key thing is to at least talk to the patient and find out what is their abilities and what can they do for themselves. And then if you need further information, then you obviously can speak to the carer.